Welcome to a deep dive into automotive royalty. Today, we are exploring the Mercedes-Benz W116, the vehicle that officially gave birth to the S-Class designation. Produced between 1972 and 1980, this car wasn't just a flagship, it was a technological declaration of war against mediocrity. Designed by the legendary Friedrich Geiger, the W116 replaced the aging W108 and W109 models, bringing a more muscular, horizontal design language that would define Mercedes-Benz for decades. With over 473,000 units produced during its 8-year run, it proved that the world was hungry for a vehicle that prioritized safety, status, and engineering above all else. As we walk through its history, you will see how this car laid the foundation for every modern luxury sedan on the road today. Let us step back into the 1970s and see where the legend began.
What does the S in S-Class actually stand for? It stands for Sonderklasse, or special class. While Mercedes had been building high-end luxury cars for years, the W116 was the first to be marketed globally under this specific banner. This branding move was a masterstroke, signaling to buyers that they weren't just buying a car, they were entering a unique tier of automotive excellence. The W116 offered a longer wheelbase than its predecessors, particularly in the SEL versions, providing unparalleled rear seat legroom. It was the choice of heads of state, corporate titans, and celebrities alike. By formalizing the S-Class name, Mercedes-Benz established a hierarchy of luxury that still exists today, ensuring that the W116 would forever be remembered as the forefather of the brand's most prestigious lineage.
The W116 broke away from the vertically stacked headlights of the 1960s, opting instead for a wide, horizontal layout that made the car look lower and more planted. But these design choices weren't just for aesthetics. Take the ribbed taillights, for example. Those deep grooves were designed to keep the lenses clean from mud and road grime, ensuring visibility even in the worst conditions. The wraparound indicators were another safety-first design element, making the car visible from almost any side angle. Inside, the dashboard was potted and the switches were made of pliable materials to reduce injury in the event of a crash. Every line on the W116 served a purpose, proving that Friedrich Geiger's team was obsessed with the intersection of aerodynamic stability and passenger safety.
Long before crash tests were standardized, Mercedes-Benz was using the W116 to pioneer the safety cell concept. This car featured a rigid passenger compartment surrounded by front and rear crumple zones designed to absorb impact energy. One of the most significant engineering feats was the relocation of the fuel tank. Instead of being placed at the very rear, it was moved to a protected position above the rear axle. This drastically reduced the risk of fire and rear-end collisions. Furthermore, the W116 introduced a massive 4-spoke safety steering wheel with a large potted boss designed to minimize chest impact. These innovations were so advanced that they set the benchmark for European safety regulations for the next 20 years. When you drove a W116, you weren't just driving a luxury car, you were driving the safest vehicle on the planet.
In 1978, the automotive world changed forever. Mercedes-Benz, in collaboration with Bosch, introduced the first ever production anti-lock braking system, ABS, on the W116. This was a revolutionary electronic system that prevented the wheels from locking up during hard braking, allowing the driver to maintain steering control. Before ABS, a panic stop usually meant skidding uncontrollably in a straight line. With the W116, you could brake hard and steer around an obstacle simultaneously. While it was initially an expensive option on the 450 SEL, its success led to it becoming standard equipment across the industry. This single innovation has likely saved more lives than any other electronic driver aid in history, and it all started with this flagship sedan.
If the W116 was a king, the 450 SEL 6.9 was the emperor. Launched in 1975, this beast was powered by a massive 6.9-liter M100 V8 engine. It produced 286 horsepower in European trim and an incredible 405 pound-feet of torque. This allowed the massive sedan to hit 60 miles per hour in about 7 seconds, a supercar figure for the mid-70s. But it wasn't just about straight-line speed. The 6.9 featured a sophisticated hydropneumatic self-leveling suspension system, providing a magic carpet ride while maintaining incredible cornering stability. It also utilized a dry sump lubrication system, allowing for a 12-quart oil capacity and extended service intervals. The 6.9 remains one of the most desirable collector cars in the world, representing the absolute pinnacle of 1970s German engineering.
Step inside the W116, and you are greeted by an atmosphere of understated elegance. Unlike the flashy interiors of American luxury cars of the era, the Mercedes was focused on ergonomic perfection. High-quality zebrano or walnut wood trim adorned the dashboard, while the seats were engineered for long-distance comfort, often available in durable MB-Tex, luxurious velour, or top-tier leather. The orthopedic seat design was a major selling point, providing adjustable lumbar support that was decades ahead of its time. Modern conveniences like power windows, a vacuum-actuated central locking system, and a sophisticated climate control system made the W116 a true home away from home for the elite traveler. It was a space designed to lower the driver's heart rate, even in heavy traffic. The 1970s were defined by the oil crisis, and Mercedes-Benz responded with a surprising move. In 1978, they introduced the 300 SD exclusively for the North American market. This was the world's first luxury sedan powered by a turbo diesel engine. While it only produced 110 horsepower, its 5-cylinder OM617 engine was incredibly reliable and achieved nearly 30 miles per gallon on the highway, unheard of for a car this size. This move saved the S-Class in America, allowing it to bypass gas guzzler taxes and appeal to buyers who wanted luxury without the guilt of poor fuel economy. The 300 SD proved that diesel could be refined and prestigious, paving the way for the modern diesel revolution in Europe and beyond. Owning a W116 today is a rewarding experience, but it requires a dedicated caretaker. These cars were built to last forever, but they aren't immune to time. Rust is the primary enemy, particularly in the wheel arches and floor pans. The vacuum-operated locking and climate systems are famously complex. A single leak can cause the whole system to fail. However, parts availability is surprisingly good through the Mercedes-Benz Classic Center. For enthusiasts, the W116 offers a pure mechanical feel that modern cars lack. Regular oil changes for the V8s and ensuring the cooling system is in top shape are vital. If you find a well-maintained example, the W116 can still serve as a reliable, head-turning daily driver or a stunning weekend cruiser. The Mercedes-Benz W116 was more than just a car. It was a 4,000-pound statement of engineering integrity. It won the European Car of the Year award in 1974, a rare feat for a luxury sedan. It introduced the world to ABS, refined the safety cell, and proved that a diesel engine could belong in a flagship. Today, its silhouette remains one of the most recognizable and respected in automotive history. Whether it's the high-performance 6.9 or the efficient 300 SD, the W116 represents an era when the best or nothing wasn't just a marketing slogan, it was a way of life. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the first true S-Class. The legend of the W116 lives on in every Mercedes that followed.